Looking at me, you probably cannot tell that I suffered a heart attack. Yes, I don't look like what I'm about to tell you, but I did. In fact, 8 days after having my second child in 2003, I began having chest pain. I also had shortness of breath. I had pain going down my arms. My arms felt very heavy. And I called my husband in, and then I was quickly taken to an emergency room. There in the emergency room, I was told that I was having a heart attack. To my disbelief, at such a young age of 33, in fact, tests did reveal that I was having a heart attack. I was then life flighted to a nearby hospital where I was told, after having a heart catheterization, that it was definitely true that I was having a heart attack and I would require emergency surgery. That night, I went in for a long night of open heart surgery, and I did pretty well after having this open heart surgery. I began asking questions about how could a 33-year-old healthy female just gave birth to a baby have a heart attack, and then I was informed that I had something called a spontaneous coronary artery dissection. It is a rare condition that can happen to women anywhere between their first trimester all the way up to 75 days after having their baby. After receiving this information, um, it was very hard to digest that this happened to me. And of course, one goes on their quest to find out how could that have happened to me out of all the women having babies? How could that have happened to me? It was a long road to recovery. My heart was not functioning just as everyone else's heart was functioning. After having the heart attack, I had a 20% function of my heart, which is most of us have a 75% or better. During my recovery, I encountered another situation where I started to build up fluid in my lungs, and then I had to be transported back to the hospital for another 5 day stay in the hospital. Just also surreal to be in the intensive care unit where I worked in the medical center and having my coworkers trying to hold it together to take care of me. And you could see them fighting back tears, and they would have to leave the room sometime because they couldn't get themselves together to complete the care. And so it was a great day when I got to go home. It was almost like I had a going home parade. Everybody was there to see me off and wish me well. So I just, I think of that and I think of them, and I get a warm heart, not to mention all of the support from the Houston Fire Department for my husband. A lot of people took shifts for him so that he could be home with me for as long as possible. If I remember correctly, I think some people, I don't know if they donated their time. I can't remember exactly all the details, but I can just say those firefighters, they were so supportive, and without their support for him, he would not have been able to be there to help me through such a devastating time in our life. And all I can say is I'm grateful to be here. I cherish each moment, and I love my family dearly. And I celebrate that day every year, August the 28th, 2003. I call that my second birthday. So every day in August the 28th, my husband and I and my family, we do something special just to remember that that day was not almost promised to me. And we want to remember it, not in a bad way, but as a blessing to still be here, to be alive, and to be able to share my story to other women so that they can get help if they are having any symptoms of a heart attack. The signs and symptoms of a heart attack there can be a few things that can happen to you. Most people will have chest pain in the center of their chest. Some people can have heaviness or pain in their arms. Sometimes there is pain in the jaw. Um, for women, sometimes they can complain of upset stomach or stomach pain. There's also shortness of breath. Nothing that you can do will allow you to catch your breath. And of course, whenever you're having these pains, they are not relieved by sleep or Tylenol or anything like that. And definitely should be someone should see a physician to confirm what they're feeling and get treatment.